Hello everyone, welcome to another stream. Gonna first do a little bit of a tour for those who haven't seen what is around in the new update. And after that I'm also gonna record a beginner's tutorial. So hope you don't mind that those plans. Hi Blitzar. And that tutorial is going to be edited by Blitzar. Thanks again. But yeah, let me first just, without recording anything yet, just go around and show you guys what is new. Because, as you can see, things are looking quite different. Even between the earlier beta version, for example, we have caged structures for any structure right now. Although I still don't have Flick in this account, so I cannot fully show yet. But things are looking quite a bit different now. Some caged discs. Very interesting thing about the caged structures, by the way, is that you can also just walk on them. You can jump on them. You can dash on them. Even in flight. So even while you're in flight, you can endlessly... Although it's quite hard to show if I don't have Flick yet. So let's see, maybe I can show with double hold. Nah, it's going to be a bit hard to show without that. Also, this area has changed. There are a little bit of some nice details. For example, the map is now close to the matchmaking machine instead of all the way over there. A lot more logical. One thing that has changed really a lot, and let's put it to open, maybe one of the, or maybe someone is even hosting. Let's see. No, there are no parks open. There are not many people who have access to this version yet. But yeah, the park has gotten quite a big makeover. It's looking quite interesting. And hello everyone, hi Damp Seeker, hi Better Gamer, Gaming, hello Noel. Yes, cage structures. Hello Matsuno Dragon. And it's hello Jay. In love with the new scenery. Oh yeah, for sure. The park, my new home. Well, there's something interesting about the park. Because this looks quite similar to how it did in the beta. This is all quite similar. Not too much has changed. Until You, for example, boulder, please move out of the way until you reach down here. We have a huge underground arena with lots of boulders. It's a lovely place. Not too much has changed. Absolute lies! Yes. So yeah, there are two main ways to get back up. Of course, you can just fly up again. But you have this tree you can walk up to.
Hello?
Hello! Who's there? Oh, sup? But yeah, there's also a way to climb up with jumping over here. Hello.
Hi!
How are you? Nice. Good to
You
hear.
have less BP than me, imagine.
Yeah, I still need to get Flick.
Wanna fight me?
Well, maybe before I record my tutorial video, maybe it's good to quickly get back to Flick level.
Black belt.
Yeah.
Oh my. You just A-posed.
What?
You just like A-posed for a second.
Oh, okay. But yeah, let's have a battle. Also, not that it's really necessary with so few people. Which rocks in park? Yeah. We have access to so many structures now. It's amazing. Yeah, we're the only two on now. Rockham needs. We're going inside your body with each dash. Oh, okay. So also the Rockham has issues. The matchmaking options are now anyone, same rank, friends only. Well, maybe they changed friends only to really be friends only again. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, friends only is really friends only now. Not friends and friends woo. Okay. We're in the ring. Really nice scenery nowadays. Yeah. I should have tried to get into the beta. I have a funny moments channel with. Yeah, the beta was quite fun. Nice fight. Tried the Trojan. Sure. There's my coin. The kill floor is really high. Yeah, they raised it quite a lot. But yeah, as you guys can see, at the very least, the Trojan is back. We can use that tech again. Which was quite sad to see in the beta that it disappeared.
You win.
I always have trouble with the coin. Okay, I don't really need
You
it.
don't
So.
even need it. You got 500,000 gear coins.
Yeah, I know. Luckily, it is a known issue. But yeah, the problem is if I don't use the rock cam, wait, oh wait, the rock cam isn't active anymore. Why is the rock cam not active anymore? That's what you guys meant. I never took it off. 80. Okay. We don't need a pillar to start a fight. Magic missile. Yeah, of course you guys are. But I thought you guys meant that there was an issue with the Rockham view instead of Rockham not enabled. Ah. The ping? Well, I've had a few fights that felt really good. It more depends on the player again. It's not higher or lower or anything. Yeah, like I said, I noticed no difference in ping in this version or okay. I was screwing up my poses there. Tried multiple walls without success. Ooh, got blood bandaged off. There is a legacy cam, but apparently the legacy cam has an issue with your head not because in the camera your head shouldn't be visible, but your head is visible in the legacy camera currently. Oh, my phone is going off. One moment, guys.
You lose.
Sorry about that. You're still there? Yay! Yeah, I had a phone call there. Let's see what you guys have said while I was away. What site do you start on client? This is the site on client. If you're looking at the banner that says ring, then you're the host. In pit, I've got the direction, but the letter is also a good indicator. I would expect, although I'm not sure if that's also in the pit, looking at things like that.
If you spawn in the pit and the ladder is to your right and you see the banner, you're host.
Okay, again, if you
So
see the banner.
if you're like this and the banner is right there,
Okay,
you're host.
okay. Good to know, good to know. Alright, let's go again. The current map feels so lifeless in comparison. Yeah, there's so much difference.
Chat, if you're listening, spin the wheel, please.
Don't claim black belt till the section where you talk about that. Yeah, I was also thinking that, Blitzar, but good that you remind me of that, because I am still going to record a video. Wait, it's back? It's back? Please, back on top of each other. There we go. Killer. Oh! Oh, no. That moved barely.
I think you have to do it in a pillar. Look.
Hey, it is working again! Oh, nice! Oh yeah, the easiest setup was... come on. That all the way to the ground. Yes! Okay. I guess you now have to wait a bit more until it really settles into the ground. Because if it's still moving and it's a little bit upwards, it doesn't work. Oh, that's back! Nice!
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
Oh, I love it.
But I think, was this in the game before? If you do 2 pillars, they don't break.
That's new. That's something that is in it since the beta.
Oh, because I didn't play the beta.
Yeah, in the beta, all the structure spawning speeds got altered. All of them
Yeah.
got a bit slower.
Okay,
And
because
you
Ulvac
cannot...
was convincing me that He launches the same, but I swear it's slower.
I think it's still slower, but they did raise it up since the beta.
Because he was like convincing me that it's the same when we were fighting, but I still believe it's slower. Because like,
at the very least, compared to the beta, everything feels a lot better again. Especially something things like a ball straight. It was really terrible back then. Now it's still slow. I can still be too fast. But it feels a bit more like how it normally feels. Oh,
oopsie, my bad.
yeah, they are looking at the aerial
You
stomps to fix. So that's a good thing. Okay, almost black belt. Nice. Would be quite nice to actually show how you claim belt upgrades. Oh, challenge wheel. Okay. This next one will be a challenge wheel. The camera again. That's annoying. Come on. fine. All the settings are wrong. Okay. Hope they are going to fix that. Are you hacking me? You're hacking my camera, aren't you? How did I miss that? Okay, you still got hit by it by your own mistake, though. But I don't know how I missed that lob.
We don't even need to do
You
that.
win.
I know. I know.
You're not getting any more fist bump.
Okay, because the challenge wheel is here, I'm gonna do one more match, and then I am going to record the tutorial video.
Wait, you have a challenge wheel?
Yes.
Who was it? Who was it?
Let's see. Damn Seeker is the one.
Nice, 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 nice. We should both do it.
Oh yes, please. It's always more fun when my opponent wants to join in.
Yeah, give me one. Give me a good one. Give me a good one.
Alright, this one is mine, and let's see where it lands. I cannot use any opening moves. I have to wait until you attack me until I can do anything. And okay, since the 10 minutes has passed and people are way too enthusiastic about the challenge wheel, we're going to have to do a second one on top of it. A double challenge. Okay, but first let's see what is your first one going to be.
Okay.
It landed on the lucky no challenge.
Damn. Damn. Okay, I get a second one though. I get a second one.
Yes. And that one might be a bad one, so who knows?
We'll see, we'll see, we'll see.
And my second one is going to be... it's not the worst for me. For me, it's... no shift stones and no opening moves. And then let's see. Your second one, or actually for you, the first one and only one, is going to be... creativity style. Which means all meta type attacks, like just a simple strop cut, don't use those. All your moves have to be special. All of them. Which is going to be quite interesting. Lucky for that, you are going to be host for that. Oh, wait.
Every time you tab out, you like lock in. You're like,
Okay. Let's see, is the camera still? Yeah, the camera is still good. Well, I cannot do any opening move, so you can even do a singularity attempt on this. I can dodge, I can move around, but I cannot do anything else than that. Until you do the first attempt. Yeah, I count that as your opening move. Oh wait, I don't have my flowstone. Gotta remember that. Nice, I love lobs. No flow, no flow. Almost a point blank real gun. Ah.
I don't even know what counts as creative.
As long as you're trying to do something creative, that's usually more than enough. Just anything you don't expect a meta player to be doing, then you're fine. Not close enough that I count that as your opening hit. That was far enough.
I'm cooked,
that
I'm cooked.
Come on, you can do it. Of course. Yeah, that was close enough. Oh, wait, I don't have flowstone. Don't have flowstone. Gotta remember. Keep missing that. Oh, no, no flowstone, no flowstone, no flowstone, no flowstone. I did manage to steal control over that ball, but that's all. Hello as all. The map and game modes update still needs to come. Even though the maps look totally different, this is not that update. So look forward to when that update is gonna come. This is the quest. Okay, that's definitely your opening move. Ouch! Ah, that stop.
Oh, I don't have the stone.
Oh yeah, of course. It's so sad that we lost that for a moment. Magic missile!
No, no.
Oh yeah, you are
win.
not going to. No, you're offering me. No, I'm gonna deny you. But I can definitely say that was indeed creative.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
So yeah, I'm gonna start recording a video, so I won't be playing matches now. Otherwise, I'm just
Okay.
gonna tire myself out and drop all my battery life. So, bye bye.
That's fine.
Thank you for
Bye-bye.
joining me.
No problem.
But yeah, yes. That's the sound when you have a new rank unlocked. But I'll show that at a later point. Let's get my bearings a little bit. And let's get my notes up. Because the tutorial I'm gonna make now is about a beginner's guide to the point where a beginner just spawns in. What is going on in this place? Where should they go? How to progress to the point that I can play multiplayer? What's the part? What's the matchmaking and stuff like that? I have quite some notes. If you guys see anything where you think, oh, you should tell about that because that's important for a beginner to know when they just spawned in, please help out in the chat. Because it's quite likely I might miss something. At the same time, it's going to be quite a big thing. Let me already grab my extra battery as well. Because, yeah, I already played half of my battery already, so it's good to have this extra. Let's see. I already showed the T-pose calibration thing before I started the stream. For the port update, yes. This is just the update meant to introduce all the new beginners from Quest. So we didn't really expect too many features to be added to that, but they added definitely quite a few nice things. So really looking forward now they have more time to actually focus on content. What is going to change quite soon. But first they have to fix some bugs still. And also you can now walk on caged structures. Yes. How's the game so far compared to the PC VR? Well, I'm currently in PC VR. I'm playing the update on PC VR right now. And compared to the Quest version, which I also played, it's really the same. The only major difference is shadows. The shadows are so much better in the PC version. Other than that, this looks quite the same to the Quest version. Someone complained about some lag issues. I haven't really noticed any lag issues yet. Although my PC is quite a powerful one. Is me or is the blue metal quite low quality? Yes. The texture quality, I really hope that they, for the PC version, raise up the texture quality, because those are quite low res. And because of that, it looks exactly the same as the Quest version. The Quest version is low res to make sure that, yeah, the Quest hardware can easily handle it. But on PC, yeah, that should improve. But to me, it's not that huge of a priority yet, so I don't mind if it takes them a little while until they update those. Did they change something about the poses? No. I do have a tiny feeling that some poses are slightly off, but compared to the when we went to the cosmetic update, where poses were like 20% off, at least that's how it felt, like 20% off, which is quite a lot to get used to. This feels like it's 1% off. Basically, I adjusted really fast. And compared to the beta, I don't see any difference between the beta and now. So if you played the beta and the beta felt fine to you, then there's no change. If I show on a very close, you can see... Basically, you can see the pixels of the shadows there. The pixels where colors change. Which are just blurry pixels. Like here, you can clearly see a blurry pixel. So you can definitely see its low res textures at the moment. But to me, I can totally look over that. It is going to be nice once that is updated to higher res, but it is definitely there. Even though if you look over here, this looks high res. So some things do have high res textures, but things like all the rock faces, those are currently low res. I've tried a little bit of the beta, and my only complaint was ball straight combo. Yes, the spawning speed still feels a little bit slower, but it's really close to the normal version now. So I really don't have too much of a problem. Like, I'm playing at a full movement speed now, and I do miss some. So if I slow down a little bit, I'm guaranteed to hit them. But it's not as bad as the beta was. The beta was really terrible at that. And now it's a lot better. It's still not perfect, but it's a lot better. Good to know, yeah. Alright, before I really start to run out of battery, I'm gonna start the tutorial video, otherwise it's not going to work out today. And tomorrow we are expecting some influencers and reviewers in this version. So I want all my energy and time spent on that and not on making a tutorial video. First we're gonna start with a very quick tour of this place. So yeah, when you load in, you arrive at this location. First places you want to go to are over here. First of all, here are the controls and settings. Really important to check those out. To learn the moves, you gotta be over here. You will need to do the basic white belt moves first before you can continue on playing and go into matchmaking. Then also important, we have Howard over here. Howard is a training bot. You will need to clear level 1 of Howard before you go into multiplayer. Then over here we have quite a lot of stuff. First of all, this is really nice. Join the Rumble Discord. If you need any advice or someone to help you out, you can find a lot of people on the Discords. There will also be links on the info of this video. But you can also find a button here in-game for the developer Discord. Then this is the place where you want to make to go into matches. This is the shop for the cosmetics, which you can set over there. We also have a park where you can easily meet new players. You can play up to 6 with up to 6 people at the same time in there. And that's basically a quick guide of this place. Now let's get into a little bit more detail. Oh wait, I also wanted to make separate recordings. That is a little bit of better quality and easier for Blitzar to edit. So I'm just gonna quickly do this again. Some toast guy had joined the Shoeless dojo a couple days ago. That might be a sign. We saw your character for a second, so in the future maybe try to limit dash jumps. Yeah, until that gets fixed. Let's keep the quality a bit higher. It could be because I have the smooth settings on, but the smooth settings will make things nicer when I move a bit too much with my head. So I'm just gonna do this scene again, but I'm just gonna walk around instead of and now I'm gonna do it with starting actual recordings. So, welcome into the gym. The gym is a place where you start out, where you can set your cosmetics. This is quite important. The game settings. Before you can play multiplayer, you are going to have to do the basic white belt moves here at the Post Ghost. You can get some game tips over there. This area is just for practicing around. Then also, before you can go into matchmaking, we have the training bot Howard over here. Howard needs to be beaten on level 1 before you can continue on going into multiplayer. Let's go back this area. Over in this area we have quite a lot of stuff. First of all, the more important things are the matchmaking machine. Over here you can go into battles and earn your new ranks. Over here is a park where you can play with up to 6 people. You won't earn progress there, but it is a really good place to meet people, to later fight in matches and things like that. You really want to go into the Rumble Discord as well. I will also leave a link in the description of the video. But in-game, you can just press the button to easily find the Discord, the main Discord of the developers. Then over here we have a friend list. We have a region map where you can set the regions. The shiftstone board. The shop for your cosmetics. And a daily leaderboard. And now I will go into a little bit more detail of all of these locations. And also that felt a little bit smoother as a recording. Let's check the notes. Post Ghost. Yeah, practice makes perfect. I expect the first few videos to not be the best quality, but still useful. And the more we do this, the better we get. So yeah. Here at the Post Ghost. This is the location to learn how to play Rumble. When you stand over here, you get a Post Ghost showing you on each hand where you have to place them for a pose. There are multiple moves you can learn, but for a white belt you only have 4 moves unlocked. You have Pillar, you have Disc, you have Sprint, and you have the Straight Pose. Except for the Sprint Pose, you have to first clear all of the moves before you can go into multiplayer. But I advise, don't skip the sprint. It's really nice to quickly get around with places, because the normal walking speed in Rumble is slow, but with sprint you can easily go around. But let's go through them in order. Let's start with spawning a structure. Let's start with a disc. So, you go over there at the Post Ghost. At first, the Post Ghost shows you have to go into the base pose. And then from the base pose, you have to go into the disc pose. Some references for those poses. Let's change the camera. Blitzer, you can edit a little bit out here. Let's change the camera, because this is better to do in a third person instead. Third person. Let's it in handheld mode. That's what I want. Okay. Yeah. I've shown that. Let's see if I stand over here. Okay, I can bring it a bit closer. Yeah, that's quite a decent view. Let's make sure it looks stable. Okay, yeah, there's a good view for all of these. I could do a static cam. Yeah, was thinking the same. Alright, let me show you every pose. So, first of all, if you go into the pose, it will show you first that you need to go into base pose, and then to a disc pose. For every spawning structure, you first have to do a base pose. For all other poses, you don't need the base pose, but to spawn something, first you go base pose, then the spawning structure. I will first show everything with the pose ghost. So, for a pillar spawn, you also want to go into the base pose. If you're too slow, you will not see it spawn. You will see the outline being orange. If you are in time, you will see it green. I believe if you're slightly too slow, it also shows in yellow, but don't know the timing for that. Now, for the sprint pose. Sprint pose is quite... Oh, I can... Wait, is the... Why did the camera change? Okay, I don't know how much got lost there. So I'm just gonna do it all over again. Yeah, I'm just gonna show this all over again. Now I know a little bit more how I want to talk about it anyway. When you move in... Okay. Record. When you move into the place of the pose ghost, it will first show that you have to go into base pose, and then go into the disc pose. You have quite some time to go from one pose to another. You will need this base pose for all the structure spawns. You don't need it for anything else, but if you want to spawn a structure, you will have to go into the base pose. Now, if you're too slow to go there, it will show in orange that you are too slow. But don't worry, you have more time than you think, so you don't have to be in a hurry at all. Because even though I moved my hands quite slow there, it was still fast enough. Now, for a pillar, again, to spawn something, base pose, and then the pillar pose. Sprint also requires multiple poses to be done in a row. First, you need to do with your right hand upwards. Left hand upwards doesn't count. Then left hand, right hand, and you chain this motion. And if you then move with your joystick, you will actually sprint forward. And last but not least, we have the straight pose. When you have the straight pose on the pose ghost, it will automatically spawn a ball for you. This is not a thing with straight. Balls won't automatically spawn. It's just to make it easy so you can practice this pose. Again, this is not a spawning pose, so you don't have to do the base pose, just the pose for the straight. So that could be a good idea. Doing a practice take beforehand to get a better idea of... Well, I personally want to try to record the first take already. Because if it feels right, and I don't feel like I have to do it over, then I don't see a reason to do it over. But if it doesn't feel right at the first time, then it's definitely nice to be able to do a do-over. And let's change this back to first person. And I don't have to record through that. If I do a first person view, then I'm gonna record over here. On the Pose Ghost, you have a few more options. For example, there's flipped, regular, and flipped. If you put it to flipped, it shows left-handed poses. So, the regular and flipped. So, if you are left-handed or want to play this game ambidextrous, which does have its advantages, remember that you can flip the pose. Now, there's also another button, follow me. If you do that, as you can see, no matter where I go, it is following me. Now, if you press the left joystick, it will also rotate with you. So, now it doesn't rotate with me. I press the left joystick, now it does follow with me. This is really nice to practice the sprint pose. Because for the sprint pose, you really want it to follow you around as you will be sprinting. Let's turn that off. Now there... Stop recording. Because for this I will first have to re-enable the tooltips. Otherwise you won't see these things. Then also around here, you have a lot of tips. Things about how the pose system works, how the moves work, the structures, quite a lot of info. Although I would say it is easier to learn these kinds of infos from a fellow player than from these tips, but I would still advise read them. They are going to be quite useful to learn some of the mechanics. Oh, yeah, I also wanted to do a more explanation about the poses without this guy in my screen. Although I can... let's see. It's nice to do it next to it, so you can see comparison how I explain how I do it together with. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Yeah, I have to be close enough so he triggers. Let's see. Okay. Let's bring the camera a bit closer. A little bit more downwards. Okay, yeah, he is fully visible now. Contagious, I'm not going to go into matches anymore today. But thanks for offering. And let's remove that tooltip indeed. Thanks for telling. And I'm gonna also hide the tooltips again. Less distraction. Because I'm the tooltips guy here. The only place you really need it is over at those locations, because otherwise they completely don't show up. I think that's the only exception they should place at the tooltips, because otherwise you cannot even interact with those. Okay, let's record. Alright, together with this pose ghost over here, I'm gonna show again how the poses look. So, for a base pose, you stand with your hands next to your side, with your palms pointing upwards. You have quite a bit of lenience where your hands should be, and it still works. Also, some advice: if you keep your hands open, they automatically close if you're doing an actual pose. So I'm not pressing any buttons now, but my hands automatically close if I go into a pose. So that's a very good reference, like, hey, you're doing an actual pose. So, hands at side is the base pose needed for any spawn. Gonna rotate around so you can see it from all sides. Now, for the disc pose, you want both hands into a thumbs up position. One hand straight forward, and the other hand aimed at the elbow of your main hand. So, this is the disc pose. If you do in chaining motion, it's base pose, disc pose. We'll also show for quickly how to do it left-handed. So, again, main hand, thumbs up, straight forward. Other hand to the elbow. base pose. And that's how you spawn a disc left-handed. So yeah. Now, the pillar pose, again, you have to start with the base pose, so I will not tell even more about that. Next up, after the base pose, is one hand, your main hand, aimed straight upwards. If you are going to finger gun, you're going to finger gun to the sky with your thumb pointing straight backwards. And your offhand, from the base pose, all you need to do is rotate your wrist into thumbs up. So, from palms up to thumbs up. Both together. Let's stand a little bit further so you can actually see the pillar spawns. And left-handed looks like this. Also, a good reminder for the next one, for sprint. This was the pillar pose, and this was the left pillar pose. But as you can see with the pose ghost, this looks the same. So if you don't do the base pose, but just the pillar pose, there is an overlap in the poses. It is slightly different, but once you can find the overlap, you can basically start a sprint with right hand up before at the same time as spawning a pillar. So that's a very good thing to remember. This is pillar and this is also sprint. If you alternate them, then you continue your sprint. Right is to start the sprint, left is to continue it, and then with right you can start it again. Now, an interesting fact is you can start your sprint and then start your sprint again, and it also works. You have to be a little bit faster than you have to be if you are continuing your sprint with the left pose. But you can basically do the spawning poses and sprint at the same time. If I stand a little bit further away, you can basically see I was sprinting there while spawning at the same time. So that's good to remember. There is an overlap between those two poses. Now, the last pose to learn is the straight. For the straight, you don't need to do a base pose first. Your main hand is aimed forward with your the palm of your hand straight downwards. Your offhand, put it at your shoulder. My advice, don't put it above shoulder height. It works, but it's better to keep it at shoulder height, with your thumb pointing towards your shoulder. And for this, it's better to give a bit more distance again, because then you can actually see. Now, there's also an interesting thing. You don't have to do a specific motion in Rumble, so I don't have to do punching motion. Any way I can go to a pose works. So I can also go from up like this. I can even already keep this hand forward and bring this hand to connect the pose. So it doesn't matter how you complete the pose, as long as you do a pose, it will trigger. So yeah. The straight pose. And left-handed straight pose. Also, is Mume disappearing for anyone else? I disappeared? That now happens on Rockcam when going into the menu. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I hope it didn't ruin any shots. And otherwise, I will just have to record it some other moment. Did not. Okay, that's good. A question about the starting it again with the right instead of continuing with the left. Can you just wiggle your hand and spam the sprint pose? For some reason, you cannot. I don't know. It's a bit weird. So if you go to base pose and then you can go, but for some reason, if you just if I have my left hand already in the pose and just wiggle my right into it, it doesn't work. So there are still some weird things about sprint that we don't really fully understand yet. But as long as you go first go to the base pose, it works. And if you first if you do left and then again right, it works. There might be some other ways to also trigger it. I don't know. I don't know. No, for example, if I do sprint and then barely move one hand, no, it's a bit weird. I've been trying to figure out what it actually is, but I basically just know I can do normal sprint or I can do base pose and then sprint, which results in the pillar overlap. Well, maybe if I... Now I'm in at a right sprint. So, let's see. Let's see if I can... No, it's only if I do the base pose I can trigger it again. Doesn't seem to trigger again. If I do another pose. It's weird. Sprint is weird. I'm still busy with the tutorial. Next up, we have Howard over here. Howard is also required to play multiplayer. You have to beat it on level 1 first. Level 2 and level 3 are harder. At level 1, it uses only white belt moves. At level 2 and 3, it also gains the moves of later belts as well. Also speeds up a little bit more. if you want, you can already try harder levels, but level 1 is the only one required. Howard will attack based on your distance. So if you're staying far away, it knows it cannot reach me with a pillar, so it sends discs. If I'm standing close enough that it can hit with a pillar, it spawns a pillar. Some advice? Try to get used to not attacking yet, but just walking around. Oh, they... Never mind, I'm gonna do that again because they updated Howard. Howard doesn't just always do things based on distance anymore. Nice. Let's see, if I stand far away, does it only do discs now? Because it used to be really predictable what Howard was going to do based on distance. Okay, he will only do things he can hit you with on that distance. Okay, good to know. Well, you can just cut that failed one out. When you fight Howard, based on the distance he can hit you with attacks, he will use those. So if I stay far away, he will only use discs, because those reach far. If I stand close enough that he can also use pillars to hit me, he will also use pillars, but not exclusively. He can still use discs on close distance as well. My advice is get used to playing with Howard, where you just only dodge first. Just using the stick movement and just dodge around. Don't worry about attacking yet. Get used to seeing attacks come towards you while dodging for a bit. Can really help a lot with fighting him. Then also remember, every structure he uses you can use against him. Then also a good strategy on the longer distance, when he sends a disc, try to get used to straightening the disc out of the air. Ah, the cheese is still here. You can, basically, if you have trouble, you can cheese it by setting up structures on his rails, and he will get damaged. But I do advise, practice with Howard. It will help you a lot on getting used to the basic fighting mechanics. So, after being able to dodge a bit, try to counter his attacks a bit. Also try to attack yourself. With disc, you can basically just spam this motion to hit them. But try to be a little bit deliberate with your attacks. That's going to be a lot more useful in your training. So, try to defend, try to dodge stuff, and try a variety of attacks. Once you beat him, you will have unlocked that you can go to multiplayer. Come on, Howard, turn off. Good boy. I think it chooses from the hits that can hit now, yeah. Definitely. They definitely slightly improved its AI. It's still an easy fight, but it's a lot better than it's used to. Oh, yeah. The settings board, that was still quite important. Quite an important location is over here, the game settings. There is no menu button to instantly pop up the game settings. You have to go to the physical location of the settings. So first of all, with the controls, most people love to use stick rotation, and usually they prefer to have it on smooth. I personally don't like to rotate around with my joystick, and I personally turned it completely off. Also nice if you have problems with your dead zones, if you have stick drift, then you can basically turn it off, or you can set a dead zone. Quite important to be able to do that. In visuals, screen shake. A lot of people cannot handle screen shake. If you do any pose, any attack, you get quite a lot of screen shake. I personally don't like it. If you set it all the way to mellow, you don't have it at all. You can also set the controller vibration off. I personally prefer that, but that's just a choice you have. If you wondered why in some of the footage you didn't see the tooltips there, and now you see it, it's because of this setting. Because I'm explaining everything, I don't need the tooltips to be visible, because I'm doing the explaining now. But for these things, if you don't have the tooltips on, you cannot see them at all. With audio, I highly advise, I normally play without music on, but that's just a choice to make, to set sound effects quite low. Reason why, a lot of people are quite hard to hear on the microphones, and this is quite a social game. So you want the voice chat to be fully open and sound effects on quite low, otherwise it's going to be so loud you're not going to be able to hear your opponents. And speaking about hearing your opponents, you also want them to hear you, of course. Normally, the game is on push to talk. On your right controller, the A button, if you hold that button, I can put it on it. You go to push to talk. You can hear a sound when you hold the button down. That way you know, hey, people can hear me now. I personally advise set it to open unless you have a reason why you cannot talk all the time. Because this is quite a social game. You have a lot of people, like, for example, me, who are more than happy to teach you some moves. but it's really hard to communicate with someone if they don't talk back, and it's quite annoying to remember, hey, push to talk, you have to hold it. So you can also set it to open. Now, on your left controller, the same button, although it's called the X button there, that's to mute someone. Uh, just imagine he is someone I want to mute, and I aim my hand towards him and press that button. That's how I mute. You will see an icon when someone is muted, and press it again to unmute someone. This only works on short distance. So I believe about this distance it works. If you're standing further away, then you cannot mute or unmute someone. And last of all, you have a social tab. I personally don't change anything of those settings. So those are the settings in the game. Next up, if you want to play in multiplayer and rank up, you have to go to the matchmaking board. But before you go into matchmaking, it's quite important to check out the world map. Here on the world map, you can see for each region how many players are playing there and what your ping is to that location. If you set it to some different region than the most optimal region, you can always press this button and it goes to the most optimal region for your ping. But it is quite wise to remember there are a few active regions where people are often playing. Currently you don't see many players here. Don't worry, that's not going to be a problem. I'm playing on an early version where not many people have access to. So there are no players right now, but that's because I'm one of the few with this version. The normal version has enough players. The active regions to be aware of is Europe, US East. Often US East is the most populated ones. And Australia. Those three regions are the most popular ones. You can also quite often find someone in US West, but most US players all play together in US East. Now, the best times to play in each of these servers is in the evenings of each region. So if you're in Europe and it's evening, then you have no problems finding any match at all. In US, if it's the evening over there, great place to be there. So if you are located in Europe and you don't mind a little bit of extra ping, and you see, oh, there's no one on in Europe right now, you can switch over. Ping will definitely have an influence in this game. This game is hosted with peer-to-peer connection, although brokered peer-to-peer. So there is a server in between players, but the calculations are done by the players. The server is for security reasons. That's why if you're playing together with another European player, you don't want to be in a far out region because the data is still going through that server. So mainly try to stick close to your region, but don't be too afraid to play in other regions as well if the player count is low. Also, if you have troubles finding anyone, then again, over here you have the button to the Discord. On the Discord you can ask for people to join you, and there is no problem to find someone if you use those methods. Now, once you're in the right region to find someone, then it's time to go into matchmaking. So, the matchmaking board has a few settings. You can match with anyone, same rank, friends only. Same rank means that if you're still a white belt, you will only fight white belts. Anyone, you will find all people, including those who already ranked up before. I highly advise, even though it feels quite logical to go same rank, like as a beginner I want to fight fellow beginners, I highly advise to set it to anyone. Because there are a lot of players like me who love teaching new players, and you're going to progress a lot faster if you meet up with one of the experienced players who is going to help you out. And also, you will learn more in defeat than you will learn from winning matches. So, don't be afraid. We are a very wholesome community. Even playing a black belt is totally fine. You're more likely to have a bad match with a fellow beginner than you will have with a black belt. Now, there's also an option to go friends only. Here you have the friend list. You only will only match with people on this friend list. Friends on Meta or friends on Steam don't count. Only in-game friends will be met this way. Yeah, maybe I should switch this up since I'm already mentioning the friends board. Yeah, that makes more sense for the explanation. Here at the friends board, you can find the people who are on your friends list. Importantly, if you recently played with someone and you pull up this lever, you will see recently met players. I earlier had some matches with Sub over here, so this way you can easily find someone. If you press on their name, Then you over here have a button to put someone on your friend list, or if they are on your friend list, to remove them from your friend list. Once they are on your friend list, they arrive over here. Then there's also a way to make friends through friend codes. So if you press this button, copy ID to clipboard, then in your copy-paste clipboard is going to be a friends code. So you won't see anything pop up in game, but if you go into Discord, for example, and then paste, you will apparently have in your copy-paste clipboard have the friend code. Then if you receive the friend code of someone else, you can enter them here to also add them. Then you also have a notification list here, over here, which is if you get an invite, you will hear this phone ring, and you can find who you got notified over there. I would say the best way to friend someone or to meet up with people is not through friends code. There is an easier way, and that's through parks. Because as you have seen, if you have a recently met player, then you can easily friend up with those. In a park, you can just set up a public park where people can join. So you can, for example, tell someone, hey, I'm in an EU park, find me there. Then they can find you in-game. Once you see them in-game, you can add them through the recently met. Or even easier, in the park you also have a friend list board and you can see the active players over there. Now, with the park, you have quite a few settings. If you want to find a public park, then you set it first to join a park and then press find new park. If there's a public park open, then you will see it over here. Once you're in a park, you can also invite friends. So if you got an invite through the friends board on the notifications, then you can also press here, use invitations, and then you press into the gondola if there's an active park open. Currently there is no park open, so there was no way to step in. But if you host a game, you have quite some options. First of all, with what theme? This doesn't matter at all. This is only to communicate, hey, I intend to do training, I intend to do a tournament, I intend to do mini games, but you don't have to set that at all. So normally you can just keep it to anything goes. Over here, this is for a public park. This is for a private park. In a private park you can still invite people through the friend list. But people cannot find your park without an invite. Now there's also how many players you want in your park. You can play with up to 6 people. And don't worry, I will do a quick tour in the park later. But first I will go around this place a bit more. Another feature that is quite useful in battles is equipping shift stones. You can do it on 2 locations. You can go over here at the shift stone swapper and press the trigger buttons to switch around, or you can just walk over here and press over here and equip these stones. Shift stones are extra passive abilities to your character, except for a few that is more an active ability. I will quickly go through all of them, but I will first say, as a white belt, you only have access to a few of those. Well, you can equip them, but they have no function. So the ones that have a function are adamant, guardstone, search, and figure. Those are the only ones that have a function in at white belt level. Adamant. Once you hit someone with a structure, including yourself, you get 1 defense. So every attack you receive will be reduced by 1. This is quite a good beginner stone to use. The stronger the structure, the longer the effect. Then, yeah, let's first tell all the beginner stones. Then we have a search. Search works in a similar way. If you hit someone, again, including yourself, then you get a +1 on attack. So your attacks do 1 more damage. Figure, if you do 5 damage in a relatively short time, so it can be done with multiple structures, multiple attacks, or it can be done in 1 big attack with a giant boulder, for example. If you do 5 damage, then you will heal 2 damage, which is also quite a useful beginner stone. And then we have a bit of a trap, the guard stone. The guard stone works a little bit different. As you can see, there is a pose guide suddenly here, because guard is actually let's do this recording in 3rd person. And let's bring it close with the pose guide visible. And then we have the guard stone, which works a little bit different. As you can see, there is a guard stone pose guide. Guard is an actual pose that you get extra with. Guard reduces damage by 1 if you hold the pose. You would think it would be nice to have as a beginner, but my personal advice is don't use it. Reason why is the usage of guard is actually quite advanced. It has quite some interesting tech, a lot of interesting combos you can learn with it. It's a very creative based shift stone, but using it is not easy. And some beginners, well, basically all beginners who pick this stone get into bad habits of trying to block everything with the shield, even though it only reduces by 1, so they still get hit by structures. If you do want to use it from the beginning, my advice is only use it against discs. So don't keep it up all the time. Only if you see a disc, then you can use it. And if you want to learn more about how the stone works, the best thing you can do is ask someone on the Discord how it works. But I would say don't pick it in the beginning. It's not worth. It's not worth trying to figure it out in the beginning. It's way too advanced. I think this people would just discover what Rumble is. Yeah, people watch how to. Don't think it's impacted by recommendations. Yeah, I will think that most people will already know what Rumble is. This is not really an introduction like, hey, I want to tell you about a new game that you probably don't know about. No, this is indeed more like, hey, welcome to Rumble. This is how you get started. So I think mostly unedited would definitely work out. Just removing all the dead space and things like that to keep the pacing a bit up. But I don't think it would need heavy editing. Yo, ayo, Pentali. How are you? I'm live recording a beginner's guide. Let's see, that's the shiftstone bit. Let's put my shiftstones back. And let's bring the camera along again. Let's see. I did the shiftstones. Let's go over to the shop. Yes, I have early access on the update. So, unfortunately for you, it will still take 11 days before it comes out. But soon it will be here. It does look still smooth. Yeah, smoothing is still a thing. But very shaky head movements are still going to be annoying, so I will still try not to use too fast head movements. Okay. Let's check my notes. PP and ranks, gear coins. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm still recording. Let's start a new scene. Next up, we have the shop over here. So, in the shop, you have a few things. In the important part, you have rank unlocks. Currently, I have a rank unlock to claim. I recently got a black belt. So, I'm gonna do that over. I'm just gonna reset that board first. Because I first want to talk about the different currencies for the shop. Ooh, and the bell is nice to also have on camera, so... Yes, the new park is amazing. I can quickly show you something interesting about the park, because there are a few parts that look definitely different, but yeah, over there it looks kinda similar as before, but this is a lot different. We have an underside to the park now. That's cool. Yeah, I know. The park is amazing. Anyway, let's start the recording. If you have something new in the shop, you hear a bell ring. Over here, I have unlocked a new rank. And that was the notification, hey, you can claim your new belt. With every belt upgrade, you earn the right to use new moves. So get back to the post guide, learn your new moves. That's quite important to do. Okay, and now I will do the basic thing about the shop, but then I first want to have it on the default thing again. As this scene will go before that. So, welcome to the gear market. In Rumble, we have a few different currencies. Well, we have battle points, which is not really a currency, but it's more your level in the game. You earn 5 battle points by winning a match. You earn 2 by losing a match. And if there's a disconnect for some reason in the middle of your match, you will still earn 1 battle point. So you can only go up in battle points. You can never lose them. For belt unlocks, currently I have no unlocks left. Every belt has its own requirement for battle points to unlock. The other currency is gear coins. Ignore the crazy high number here. That's because I got early access on this version of the game. In important, you will find all the belts. Moves will still be empty, and shift stones will still be empty. Those are placeholders for future updates, where they intend to add new moves and shift stones. Then next up you have character, battlesuit, markings and titles. There are quite a lot of different cosmetics you can unlock with this. The way you earn gear coins to buy these is by just playing in matchmaking. There are no microtransactions in this game. The only way to earn them is by playing Rumble. You earn them based on the amount of time you spend in a match, and you get a bonus if you fist bump your opponent at the end. So remember, do a nice fist bump as a good game gesture, and you also get a reward for it. Now, with all of these, they're quite different cosmetics to unlock. These are titles. I can better show. Where's the title thing? Ah, I have to press that. Okay, just start a new recording. There are quite a lot of cosmetics you can equip that you can buy at the store. So the titles are going to be like that. Then you have the armor pieces, like the pieces on my arms. These are the armor pieces. Then you have easiest to show. Okay, I'm just gonna record this all over again. First, something I also still had to show, also with the colors, because it's quite important to know the colors are specific to the items. Oh, I was still recording. One important thing to know is with the colors in this game, you have quite a few colors, like the undersuit colors over here. But if you buy, for example, the olive undersuit color, you only get that color for the undersuit, because the Gambison has their own color scheme. With some similar, like Forest is quite close to that olive color, but everything, including, for example, the metal parts, they have their own colors. So be aware that if you buy a color, it's only for that specific type of item. Over here, in the dressing room, you can apply all the cosmetics that you've put to yourself. So, for example, over here, you can set the nameplates, the titles. You can change how your battle suit is looking. You can also, over here, rotate your character. Reset the rotations. Switch to different poses. There are also emotes, so if you are going to character identity, then the expression set. Every expression set has different looking emotes. So I will advise, look at the emotes, see if one feels like, hey, that fits me. Then over here, you can set the colors of your items. Like I said, the colors are specific to the items. Then we also have one more interesting thing, and then that's with markings. For example, your lips, how they look. You can set different colors, but you can also change the opacity of those colors. So, do you want to be want it to be more pronounced? You can do that over here. If you want to reset all that, then you open the faucet there, and you can clean it off. Now, if you're really happy with your look, you can go to the sketchbook and save it to your sketchbook. If you don't save it, you will still have it equipped even if you log off. But saving it allows you to quickly go to a different look. You have two saved options. I personally only use one outfit, so can't really show the difference. But if you have a different outfit, you can also toggle the preview to see how it looks. And that's how the cosmetics work. Over here, we have the daily leaderboard. This leaderboard is showing your total battle points and your daily earned battle points. So for me, I currently have 162 battle points total and 26 earned this single day. This resets daily on 0 UTC. So, if you are wondering when it will reset, it's at the universal time on 12 o'clock at night. Over here we have the menu for the rock cam, which I use right now to record this video with. The rock cam is powered by Liv. There's also a camera for PC that uses Liv directly instead of an in-game way. Currently, you really don't need it anymore with the rock cam here. There's also a different option to stream or record your gameplay, and that's through the legacy camera. If you press F10 in-game, you will get a pop-up with a different menu. I know what, I can better show that in a moment. So I'm gonna do this again. Oh yeah, if I disable it, then yeah, that would be a good way. Then I can also show the difference between what it looks like. Yeah. So let's. Oh, wait. Of course, I forgot. If you completely disable it, your game stops. Forgot that was a thing. Over here, we have the rock cam. The rock cam gathers some personal data, so you will first need to accept the policy on that. But as you can see over there, the rock cam, this is what I used for all the recordings here. If you want to spawn the rock cam anywhere once you enable it, then on your right joystick, press the joystick in twice, and it will spawn in front of you. You can also remove it again by pressing it twice again. With the rock cam here, if you set it to on monitor, from that moment, your normal monitor on PC will mirror what is being seen through the rock cam. The rock cam has a few options that makes recordings a lot better. For example, you can see this is quite shaky. One thing you really want to do is turn up the camera smoothing. If I shake my head now, a lot of the motion gets smoothed out, creating a lot more pleasant view for the viewers. Then also I advise to set the field of view at around 80 if you are playing in first person mode with the camera. That way your hands are a little bit more visible and people see a bit more of your surroundings. So it's a lot more detail can be seen. You can go into quite high. 100 is the highest. I personally don't advise going all the way up there, because some things feel quite distorted that way. The sweet spot I found for my recordings and streams is around 80. Unless you are recording in, for example, third-person view. Then, if you are using handheld mode, for example, currently it's in handheld mode, which keeps it in a location in space. I can move it around by hand, but it's fixed in space. For things like that, a lower field of view often looks a lot better than a high one. So in this case, currently I've set it to 30 field of view, which is the smallest. But you really don't want to play in first person with that. Now you have a few options. Like I showed, handheld mode is wherever you aim it at is where it's what it's showing. First person view is the view you're seeing now, and third person view is fixed to your location. If I flip that, then it's nicely behind me. I can put it further behind or keep it closer. There are quite some nice options there. You can also record in vertical mode if you, for example, want to make shorts or TikToks. There are some options over here. With the detached view off, then it will be my normal shaky camera again. I can set it on my wrist. These options are more for if you want to record or take a photo than for if you want to stream, for example. Because if you want to stream, you want to set it on the monitor, so you are actually streaming that view. But it's good to quickly show if you are recording instead of streaming. Then you can also put it to your left wrist, your right wrist, on the HP bar, and on your view up high. Yeah, those are the main features. But there is also another fun feature, and that's you can stick it to objects. So if I put it on handheld mode, currently it's sticking to a wall, and I can control this wall. So if I... don't want to make you guys dizzy. It's a bit hard to show, but yeah, the camera was sticking to this wall, and I can move you guys around. Which can create some interesting shots. Let's send you guys up high there. And that's basically how the rock cam works. But there's one more important thing to know, and that's if you want to disable the rock cam again, then the game will close off when you disable it. So be aware that if you turn it off, your game will close. I'm now gonna show how the legacy cam works. Let's find my PC. Ah, there's my PC. Let's... There's also a different method to record your moment. Standing a little bit at a wrong location there. There's also a different way to record your footage in more detail with smoothing and higher field of view, and that's through the legacy cam. The legacy cam is the original camera system of Rumble before the rock cam was introduced. When you go to your keyboard and press F10, you're gonna get this in your screen at the top right. Legacy recording camera settings. Over here, first of all, I have to turn off the camera here, otherwise it's still going to show that camera view. So currently I'm not in the rock cam view, but in the legacy camera view. And over here I can also turn up smoothing of rotation. One thing that is quite interesting, if I change this to this view. Oh, okay, interesting. You cannot see me over here. Okay, that's interesting. I'm invisible for that view, but one interesting thing you can do in this view is if you rotate your head. I'm rotating. Oh, that is not looking good on the legacy camera. Okay. Okay, this is a bug that I have to report. Let's see if I rotate to the left. Yeah, also if I rotate to the left. Okay. There's a bug to report with another bug to report with legacy camera. Good to know. Okay, but yeah, for the recording I can just quickly show it with minimal movements. Then it doesn't seem too bad, and those bugs are going to be fixed anyway. Ooh, and my battery is getting really low here. Guess I spent a bit too much time with the matches first. Let's see. Okay. With the legacy camera, there's one interesting thing, and that's rotating with your head sideways. As you can see on the rock cam, it's moving, but it's not on the legacy camera. That's quite an advantage of the legacy camera. And you can also go a little bit more extreme with the field of view. Although you cannot go into extremes for a close view. Because in the rock cam this can go to as low as 30. But only as high as 100. So you can go a bit more extreme in here. But the smoothing, that's definitely an advantage in the legacy camera. Nice thing about combining the legacy camera together with the rock cam, if you make a recording on the on the rock cam, that is separate from recording through OBS on the legacy camera, for example. So you can record in 2 views at the same time. So, for example, I can be in third person and first person at the same time in a recording. So really nice if you want to make content that you have options to use at the same time. Let's see, was there anything else I still needed to record? Quick tour of the park. And unfortunately, with ring and pit map, I can't really show that, because then I would need people online. But with the ring map, that is already shown. Now, a small tour of the park. Welcome to the park. Here in the park, you have a few boards again. You have your shiftstone swapper also over here. You have your friend list also over here, which is really nice because you can send park invites. So, for example, if Sub was still online, I could invite the fighter to the park session. So even if this is a private park, they can still join that way. In the fighter list, you will see everyone that is in your current park. You can also see the settings you have over here. Also, if there are structures around, so there are, for example, these pillars around. If you want to reset everything back to default, you press reset and it resets. There are also a few mini games. Mountain King is a King of the Hill type of game. Rock Race is a parkour you have to follow. And Greg Tag is a tag mini game where you have to hit your opponent with a structure and stay as it for as long as possible. Quite fun mini games to try out sometimes. Now, there is one interesting thing about the park which is really useful for practice. Over here at this scoreboard, this will keep track of your wins against opponents as long as they stay in this ring. But also, a structure that is against this park board does not get destroyed from touching it. So you can practice moves really well against this location. Very good to remember, that's the thing. The park is quite big. It has all this space around. It has a slide. And it even has an area underneath. This is a very huge arena where you can play around with. So yeah, that's the park. You can play up to six to 6 people with here. Hope you guys are going to have fun. there are going to be more tutorials around. In the description, there are going to be some links to the Discord and things like that. And I hope you guys will enjoy. Bye bye.